Hey guys, we're back with another video surrounding the percentage problems that you can find on the ACT. And some of these will be pertinent to the SAT as well. This is the second video of these percentage problems. I'm hoping they will be a big help to you as the ACT and SAT is approaching in April of this year. Now, there's going to be another video coming out with the percentage because there's so many of them, so many percentage problems that the ACT has done over a broad spectrum of years. So keep heads up, and I'll have another one coming out soon. With that in mind, one of our goals is to help young people who don't have any help outside of school. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to help us reach those people. And the more people we help, the better this world can be. Okay, question number one. Let me move this up a little, get out of the way. All right. So question number one, let me get my pen set up. Question number one says 40% of 250 is equal to 60% of what number? Yeah, some people always have a little challenge with percentage problems. One way you can do this is just rewrite it, like this. 40%, 40% of 250 is equal to, so put an equal sign there, 60% of some number X. Look what we got. We got a proportion developing. So we can say change 40% to decimal 0.4. 0.4 is to 250 as 0.6 is to some number X. Cross multiply, divide, and solve this for X. So when we do that, we're going to get a 0.4X is equal to 6 times 250. Well, 6 times 250 is going to be, 0.6. 0.6. Don't forget your decimal. 0.6 times 250 is 150. And now we're going to divide by 0.4. So so X is equal to 150 divided by 0.4. And 150 divided by 0.4 is 375. So there's the number we've been looking for, and that's answer choice K. Okay, let's move to the next question. That one's out of place too, so let me move that up into the corner some more. All right. Jennifer's best long jump distance increased by 10% from 90 to 91 and by 20% from 91 to 92. When you see something like this, you know it's going to be a percent increase or possibly percent decrease. Let's finish the question. By what percent did her best long jump distance increase? So percent increase from 90 to 92. Well, so they don't give us any values of how far she jumped. So let's just use a value because this is percentage. And let's use a small number. So first step, from 90 to 91, she had a 10% increase. So we're going to say she jumped just 10 feet times 0.1. So that's going to be 1. Now, we're going to add that to 10. Now we know she improved from 10 feet to 11 feet. Now, second, from 91 to 92. It says there was an increase of 20%. Okay, so we're going to take the 11 and we're going to multiply by 0.2. And that's going to be 2.2. Make my 2 better, my decimal better. All right, so 2.2. Now add that to 11. And that's going to be 13.2. So in 91 to 92, she started at 11 feet, increased by 20%, giving 13.2 feet that she jumped. But what's the overall increase between the 10 and the 13.2? So step 3, 13.2 minus the 10 divided by the 10 that we started with. So 13.2 minus 10 divided by 10 is 0.32. Or you could say 32%. And that's going to be answer choice F. They'll also do percent decrease on these problems. So be ready for that as well. Well, why is this getting in the way? Okay. So if 115% of a number is 460, what is 75% of that number? So we're trying to find that number. So 115% is 1.15. That's number one thing. Number two, we're going to take 1.15 times x is equal to 460. Now we can figure out what the number is. So x is equal to 460 divided by 1.15. Now that's going to be equal to 400. Now we know what the number is. So the third thing we can do is now take 75% of that number. So 400 times 0.75. And that's equal to 300. So therefore, answer choice G fits. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let me move this out of the way too. Why is that moving down? That's okay. So here's a illustration with cars in it. Notice the key says each car is worth 10,000 cars. The graph below shows the number of cars assembled last year in 4 cities to the nearest 5,000 cars. According to the graph, what fraction of the cars assembled in all 4 cities were assembled in Coupeville? All right. So the first thing you might want to do is just total all the cars in each city. So in Cartown, we got, let me write on the figure. Let me get a different colored pen. We got 40,000. So I'll just write 40K. In Coupeville, you've got 1025, so 25K, 25,000. In Truck City, you got a total of 20K or 20,000. And in Sedan Falls, we got 10 and a half another one. So that's 10 and 5, that's 15K, 15,000. Now, if you total all those up, that comes out to be 100,000 or 100K. So 100,000 cars. Now the question was, according to the graph, what fraction of the cars were assembled in Coupeville? So that's 25,000 cars there in Coupeville. Let me change my pen color. So that's 25,000 out of a total 100,000 cars that were made. So, you know, these first three zeros cancel, right? And that's going to leave us 25 over 100. And 25 over 100 is going to be 0.25 or 1 over 4, 1/4. And that's going to give us answer choice B, as in boy. All right, next. This one slid down too. All right, that's okay. We'll deal with it. So, we got a circle with 60 degrees showing at a central angle here. And it says points M and N are endpoints of the diameter of a circle with the center O. Point P is on the circle, and angle MOP measures 60. So 60 degrees at O. The shortest distance along the circle from M to P is what percent of the distance along the circle from M to N? Well, let me get my different color. From M to N all the way around is 180 degrees. From M all the way, let me just draw it like this, M to N. That's 180 degrees total. They're already telling us that from M to P is 60. Okay. What percent of the distance along the circle from M to M? So M to P represents what percent of M to N? All right, so we'll just take 60 degrees, divide that by 180 degrees. Your two zeros will cancel out, and that's going to leave you 6/18. Well, 6/18 is going to reduce to 1/3, right? 1/3. Now we all know 1/3 is equal to 0.3333 and continuing, right? Or you can say 33.3%, or you could say 33 1/3%, which would give you answer choice D, as in dog. Sometimes these problems seem complicated, but they're really not. And I really don't know why a lot of young people struggle with percentage problems when they're in high school. I think it could be due to the fact that when you get into high school, you get into a lot of, you know, pre-calculus, calculus types of courses where you don't talk about percentage a lot. So sometimes it's just about doing a simple review. Okay, let's move to the last question. Now, I'm going to move that up a little. I'm going to change my pen color to red because I'm going to write on this one. Maybe expand it just a little. Oh, gosh darn it. That's okay. So the vertices of a rectangle are -1, -2. So come over here to -1 and come down to -2. There's a point. 4 and -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down to -2 right here. 4, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's 3. And then -1, 3. So there are the 4 points that they just gave us. When the rectangle is graphed, so let's just draw our lines. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Picasso. I'm not an artist. But you get the idea. So when the rectangle is graphed in the standard coordinate plane, what percent of the total area of the rectangle lies in quadrant 3? So quadrant 3 is down here. There's 2 squares right there. Now there's a total area of 25 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each column going across. And then there's 5 going down. All right, so that's 2. Let me change my pen tip back to white. That's 2 out of 25. 2/25 is 0.08, or you would say 8%. And that would be answer choice A right there. Okay. That's the last one for this particular video. Trying to keep them short and sweet, not to bore you, just to give you enough look at how these questions have been created over a broad spectrum of years. With that in mind, I hope it's helpful to you. I should have one more video coming out with percentages to give a total of 3 of them. I hope all 3 of them helped you guys. And for all of you that are preparing for the ACT and or the SAT, I wish you all the best. Just remember, stay focused on the paper. Don't let the clock get the best of your brain. Don't get distracted by the time. Stay focused on the test. The more you're focused on the test, the higher the percentage is that you're going to get the questions answered correctly. With that in mind, all the best, guys.